Hello, good evening. Here we go. Back on YouTube. It's time for another video. I'm downloading worms. I have worms. It's a bit of an issue. Sometimes it gets itchy and I get unnecessarily hungry. But I've downloaded Worms Battlegrounds to play with these peoples who are here. Look at these people. Wow. Alright, Dan.
Not right now.
Can you teach them a lesson about playing practicing drums?
Yeah.
Top tip.
Top tip.
Thrust with the pelvis.
Spend lots of time practicing and then you might be great.
That's the lesson, see in a bit.
Shit top tip.
Oh my god, you crazy kids. Alright, whilst Worms is downloading, I decided that... ignore these guys. I decided that I would shoot another quick video for you. Someone asked me what's the best way to practice drums, and they were coming at it from the angle of being a complete beginner. And someone asked me, you guys, Jesus! Someone asked me from the angle of being into like an intermediate player and being more advanced as well. I'm gonna close this door. Give us a sec. These people, I'm trying to do my thing here, man. Right. So basically, if you're a complete beginner, you need a minimal amount of gear. That would be one drumstick, preferably two, that helps. And really, all you need is a surface and a pillow. So you put pillow on said surface, and you can start by just playing some really basic stickings, and you can start to work on your grip like that. To be honest, for the first year of me playing when I was 13, I just practiced on a mouse pad. Let's move this down a little bit. I just practiced on a mouse pad on my desk and played along to tunes, and I didn't have a kit or anything, so a surface is really all you need. Next upgrade to that would be to get a practice pad. This is a practice pad, and basically it's a rubber surface. It gives you a nice rebound that kind of simulates a drum. They're all as good as each other. I use the HQ Real Feel, but that's just because it looks cool, and they're all good. So use a pillow on a surface to start with, or ideally get on a practice pad. Because if you're starting out, you're probably not going to have a kit. If you do, that's awesome. But what I would say is, even if you do have access to a kit, there's a lot of value in sitting down and working on just pad work and working on stick control. Because when you've got the whole kit in front of you, there's so many distractions and things to play. You know, you just kind of jam it. And it's really hard to stay focused, particularly when you're starting out. So that leads me on to point number 2, which is focus. I've just noticed we've got some chilling PlayStation music in the background. Check it out. Tripod move. This, by the way, PlayStation 4, is the nuts. I'm playing Shadow of Mordor at the moment, and it's really hard to run a business when you're playing video games, so I have to kind of curtail that and keep it in check, but it's sick. So, speaking of focus, that would be point number 2, which is you have to set a goal for your practice. So I would say be very aware and honest about where you're at as a player. If you just started out, then you really want to capture that energy and that excitement and that enthusiasm about playing, but at the same time you want to rein it in, and if you really want to make progress, then you've got to stay focused on what your goals are. So as a beginner, it's really about building independence, so you can move your limbs at different points, so you're not just stuck in a rut with the kind of grooves that you're playing. It's about technique, so that when you start off, most people grip the sticks too hard and the whole body is kind of just too tense, so it's about learning how to relax the grip and developing techniques so you can be efficient when you're playing the drums. It's about developing vocabulary, so these are ideas and concepts that when you're jamming and improvising, you've got them already built up, so that a bit like when you speak your own language, you've got the words and the phrases and the sentences already there. It's the same thing as when you learn musical phrases on the kit, that when you're jamming or you're playing along to music, you can just spontaneously create ideas because you've already built up that vocabulary. So vocabulary and phrasing are really, really important as well. And then outside of that, I'd say next would come fills, because fills and grooves, but grooves first, because if you're learning lots of different grooves, if you listen to lots of different music, then you should be picking up what kind of grooves work with different styles of music. So it's the age-old thing that less is more, and groove is way more important than chops and crazy shred and fills. So if you can be mature about it and focus on grooves and focus on your tightness and your timekeeping, trust me, you will sound so much better as a drummer. People want to play with you, people want you in their band, people want to pay you to work with them long term and further down the line. And it really is all about groove. Chops are flashy and fun and cool, but they're not going to get you the gig, so to speak, whatever the gig is. So focus on your goals and be aware of the areas you need to work on. I've listed a few there. So for example, you don't just want to go off into the world of trying to become some crazy double kick thrash metal drummer if your hands are really tense, you haven't got any phrasing ideas, and you can't keep time over a metronome, because all that's going to happen is you're going to go into the band room and everyone's just going to go, man, you're shit, to be honest, because that's not being a musician, you know, that's just like someone that's technically can play some things fast but probably out of time and with no real feel. So that'd be my advice, is focus on feel and maturity and musicality. So you know what you need to start with. 1, 2, or if you are genetically gifted and you have 3 arms, then 3 sticks. You need a practice pad or a pillow, something that you can play on. If you do have a kit, even better, but I want to aim this at people that are sort of starting out, or maybe have, you know, play another instrument and have a kit lying around at home. And then I'm going to give you some things just to start off with, you know, how to actually get going with practice. You've got sat behind a kit and actually playing a groove. That's a really important one. I'm going to do a video on how to start playing drums, so getting started with playing drums. I'm going to teach you sort of a basic rock groove in there and some fills to get you going. But a great resource that I used when I was starting out was just the rudiments. And it sounds really dull, like, oh great, singles, doubles, paradiddles, flams, but actually, if you can make it musical and make it fun, that's what's going to unlock so much of your playing. It's ridiculous. I remember just being sat down, just getting shot with my pad. You can see me. Oh, fucking hell. I love these DIY videos, they're super like... Right, hang on. So, I remember being sat with my pad and just practicing singles, doubles, paradiddles, flams. Those actually Swiss triplets. And all these little rudiments. And what happens is you start realising how you can chuck them into grooves and actually play stuff with them, and it just sounds immense. So focus on the rudiments. You know, it's not, it might be boring at first when you don't really know how to apply them and approach them, which is another video I'm going to do. Basically I did that video today, like, what do you guys want to learn, and I've got 48 video concepts out of it, so I've got my work cut out for me. So this, I know I'm rambling a little bit because I'm thinking, oh, I've got to do a video about that, but I'm going to do a video about how to apply rudiments into a groove. But I just wanted to get you started with some practice stuff. So you know what gear you need, you know that I've given you some ideas of what you need to, areas you need to focus on as a player, particularly if you're beginning. Rudiments are really, really important. Go to the Vic Firth website. That's probably, off the top of my head, the quickest place to get access to some great PDF notations of the rudiments. They've got them all there, and they've got some like BPM indicators of, you know, if you're doing well, you're playing at this tempo. If you're doing really well, it's this tempo. If you're absolutely killing it, you play at this tempo. And you then need the most important tool in a drummer's practice arsenal. Yes, I did say that carefully, which is a metronome. I'm going to show you what I use on my iPhone here. It's on the App Store called Visual Metronome, and the icon is a black one. Metronome, as I'm sure you know, is a way of keeping time digitally. So it doesn't lie to you, it doesn't give you shit and say that you're slowing down or speeding up, it's just dead accurate. Unlike your bassist or your guitarist. But it's true, like if that's 120 BPM, that's always 120 BPM. So the great thing about practicing the metronome is your internal clock is probably not a perfect metronome. No one's really is until you develop it and get it as close as possible. So having a digital timekeeper like a metronome, when you practice your exercises, you'll notice where you're dragging behind the beat and speeding up, and that's really, really important. So that's it for this quick one. Just some tips on practicing, really. The last thing that's really important is having a goal. So you know that you've got the areas you want to work on, but it's kind of overwhelming to say, oh, I want to work on my independence, or I want to work on my timing, or my fills, or my grooves, because what does that mean? It doesn't, there's nothing actually tangible there. So the more you focus on a specific goal and you sit down and practice regularly, the better your results are going to be. So firstly, it's better to do some practice every day, even if that's 5, 10, 15 minutes every single day if you can, rather than a massive 4 or 5 hour jam session at the weekend. It's just the way that the brain is wired up to learn. The way that neural pathways form in the brain is by daily micro actions and repetitions, not one-off events, because the brain doesn't need to program itself to do that on a daily basis. Whereas if you do stuff every day, it becomes habit, becomes ingrained into muscle memory, and that's how you actually learn. So because of that, you want to be the most effective practicer that you can. So pick a small goal. For example, it could be, I want to play single strokes at 120 BPM as 16th notes for 2 minutes without my hands getting tired. Okay, so that's quite a good goal to get up to. So let's just run that through as an idea, because that's a realistic, achievable goal that you can write down, and it's measurable. I don't know if you guys know anything about SMART goals, but if you set a SMART goal, it's specific, measurable, actionable, realistic, and timely. So it basically means that it's a specific thing. So I want to play single stroke rolls as 16th notes at 120 BPM for 2 minutes without my hands cramping. That's really specific. It's measurable, because can you or can you not do that? Yes or no? That's really easy to measure. It's actionable. It's an action you can take. So that means you want to avoid goals that, like, I want to be a great drummer, because that's not actionable. It's not a thing that you can do. And realistic means that you can actually achieve it. So that's like, what you're not saying is, I want to play, you know, Bleed by Meshuggah, that crazy double kick pattern. I can't fucking play that. You know, saying I want to play that in a week, because that's just not realistic. You've got to break it down into more realistic goals. And then timely, or time-bound, means that you've actually said, I want to be able to do this within X amount of time, because that gives you a goal to aim for. So SMART goals is a nice little thing to remember there. So let's take that one, you know, 120 BPM sounds like this. So 16th notes. And play that through nice and relaxed as single stroke rolls for 2 minutes without your hands cramping up. That's the goal. Same with any of the rudiments, or picking your favourite groove from a song, or being able to play through your favourite song within a month. The whole point is to not get lost in this world of drumming, because it's a crazy instrument, and once you open up one doorway, so much else expands in your potential of what you can play. And the key, after my several years of playing that I've learned, I've been playing 14 years now, and I can tell you I've wasted a lot of time in those 14 years where I could be better than I am. And what I've learned and how I could be better than what I am is the power of focus and the power of consistent daily practice. So you are so much better putting a small session in every day where you've got a specific goal to work to than just doing like this odd sporadic session. And that's what I'm doing now, and the results are definitely showing. The stuff that I'm learning is bedded into muscle memory within a couple of days. I'm able to access it quickly and start to use it as phrases. So it's a quick video. Worms is almost downloaded, and that's my priority right now. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to kick these guys' ass at a game of multiplayer Worms on the new PS4. But quick video. Go away! It's these people.
Juice.
You want juice? Hang on, we've got spiced apple and elderberry juice. Elderberry juice. Do you want juice? There you go. I'm making it.
Thank you.
Honestly. Enjoy. That's my few tips on how to practice drums. I've got loads and loads more videos to do. In fact, just before I part, check this out. Oh. Wait for it. It's worth it. It's worth it. Here we go. My YouTube to-do list. Video ideas. And whoa now. These are all videos. Each one of those is based off what one of you guys has suggested that you want to learn. So I have my work cut out for me. That's why I'm getting a quick video in now. Sorry if they're a little bit rambly. I'm kind of just having fun, just chatting about stuff that I'm passionate about and ideas that I want to share. I will refine this format somewhat, and it will be better. But comments down below, questions. If you didn't understand what I said, ask, and I'll just make another video. I'm going to keep churning these out and helping you guys progress and improve and have fun playing drums and generally having fun in life. So enjoy, people. Have a good one. Bye bye.